When I first met Dylan Jones, I was really intimidated. For those of you who know Dylan, he's a very intense and very intelligent person.
He was late, of course, because he was caught up in Regina Saturday morning rush hour traffic.
He has a law background. He has an extensive background in policy administration. And so I was very interested to see what kind of job he would do as the president of the Canada West Foundation. And I must say I was very pleasantly surprised in meeting him, in getting to know him, and with working with him over the past 4 years.
We were wowed by him.
I was so impressed with his energy, his enthusiasm, and his foresight, and I think that what really caught me were his ideas.
You really did press the reset button.
He's been good for the foundation with respect to its financial status and its reputation, its accountability and its sort of visibility publicly. I've been very proud of the foundation under Dylan's leadership.
I was particularly impressed when Dylan came to our foundation and asked for support for the Centers of Research, because I thought, given his practical approach to issues, this was a great thing to be doing, to be focusing on human resources and trade and investment and economic and fiscal issues.
One of the things that Dylan brought to the table was allowing, I think, us to get a much better understanding, A, of how government works, where it's coming from, and what it needs. And that makes for a more effective think tank.
Dylan, you were a passionate Western Canadian. You had this aversion to something called Ottawa.
As we look back on Dylan's role during the 4 years that he was here, I think we will be very pleased with the way in which he established a very strong base from which the foundation can go forward.
Dylan was well suited to become CEO because he was modest, he was understated.
The intimidation factor wore off, and learned how much fun it was to get his perspective on things.
I've come to him with many ideas over the years. He hasn't always agreed with them, and when he disagrees, he's very articulate, very well thought out.
He goes deep on a lot of issues, but he can also cover a lot of ground.
And you know I'm kidding when I say that. He was not modest. He was not understated. Dylan, you had a point of view on absolutely everything and anything. You had points of view on things we didn't even care about.
I sat down and I put my arms behind my head and leaned back, and as a lover of beer, I had developed a fairly solid stomach. And Dylan just looked at me and he said, "That is the most impressive, largest stomach I think I've ever seen." And you know, it had struck me at the time, well, you know, he calls it as he sees it, and it makes me laugh now. It made me laugh then too, but also I think partly inspired me to get in a little bit better shape.
You're going to become the next Deputy Minister of Western Economic Diversification, and I think you'll do a hell of a job.
I'm hopeful that we will cross paths many times again.
I do find it a little ironic that you're kind of going to the dark side. Ottawa, for God's sakes. But so, am I allowed to say? Well, whatever.
What advice would I give to Dylan Jones?
When you get to your desk, look for that file that says Canada West Foundation on it. And remember the compelling arguments that the president of the Canada West Foundation made to the Deputy Minister of Western Economic Diversification. And pull out that stamp in the right corner of your desk and put a yes under the request.
Cut through the baloney and get right to the issues.
I can't think of a better training ground for someone in that position to have been the head of the Canada West Foundation and have the background that he has in dealing with issues from each one of the various perspectives, from British Columbia to Alberta to Saskatchewan to Manitoba. And I think that will put him in an excellent position to make a very meaningful contribution to not only the Government of Canada, but also to the work the Canada West Foundation will do going forward.
We've got the right person in the right position on that front.
So congratulations, Dylan. I wish you the very best.
Congratulations, Dylan, and all the best on the move to the federal government.
all the best, my friend. You've made a hell of an impact, and I know that the West and Ottawa is in for a hell of a run with Dylan Jones.